What's going on, YouTube, and welcome to another edition of Fragrance Chat, where I go over some of my adventures and some of my mishaps in fragrances for the past week. And the first one on deck is Prada L'Homme. This is a fragrance in all these years I have never worn yet, so I'm digging through my samples. We're getting ready to go see the Avengers, and I'm like, you know what? I'm finally going to do it. I'm going to rock some Prada L'Homme, because as far as I know, this is supposed to be just one hell of a nice, fresh, clean scent. So let's do it. So I put it on, and right away, not a fan. Not a fan whatsoever. To me, this stuff just comes off soapy and powdery, and it's nothing that's attractive to my nose whatsoever. In fact, it kind of comes off feminine. So, we're still getting ready around the house, and about a half hour later, I give Amanda a hug, and she has no idea what I'm wearing. And she tells me that I smell like a woman. So I'm like, yep, to hell with this juice. This one's a scrubber. So I went and scrubbed it off, and I went with Aventus for the Avengers. So, with Prada L'Homme, I really don't know about longevity, projection, and all of that. Don't really care. That one is a pass for me. Next one on deck is Ferrari Black. So as I'm digging through my samples, I get to my Ferraris, and I'm like, you know what? It's about time I give the Ferrari house some love. So I started off with Ferrari Black, and you know what? I was very pleasantly surprised. What I get out of Ferrari Black is the smooth, creamy vanilla, soft, with juicy apple at the top, and that juicy apple hangs on for a few hours, so I love that. This fragrance, when I first applied it, I was at work, and I was immediately reminded of Oud 1. So I'm like, damn, did I just find a cheap alternative to Oud 1? So of course, I could not wait to get home to check it out, and that's what I did, and they are very different. You know, they both have vanilla, they both have fruit at the top, but Oud 1, you pay for what you get. There's a lot more depth in that, and there is oud in that, where in Ferrari, there is not. But by no means do I not think highly of Ferrari Black. I really enjoy wearing this fragrance. There's lots of, well, there's not lots of talk. Some people talk of this fragrance as being synthetic. I personally don't see that. It comes off quality to my nose. Projection is fair, and longevity, I get about 6 hours, so that's alright. You know what's really crazy about Ferrari Black, though? I got to talking to Miguel on Facebook, and you know what? He loves this stuff, too. I think it's about the damn first time me and him ever agreed on anything. So you gotta love that. And what's great about this fragrance is it can be had for under 20 bucks. So, hell yeah, you can't beat that. Moving on to Ferrari Red. Well, you can't win them all, I guess. And this one, Ferrari Red, is a definite pass. What you get out of this is citrus, floral, musk. The citrus is mellow. The ingredients in this just come off as synthetic. This whole fragrance just reads off to me as a very cheap soap. Nothing very appealing whatsoever. And the great thing about it is it lasts all day. So you're stuck with it. So, well, longevity is great. Projection, a little under average. This one doesn't really jump off the skin, thank God. But to me, this one is an utter pass. And if you read reviews of this one out there, boy, most of them are very unfavorable. So, Ferrari Red, I don't know. I wouldn't really worry about checking out this one, even though you can get it for under 20 bucks. It's another one that's cheap, so that's good. Now moving on to Royal Service by Creed. I was very privileged and very lucky to get my hands on a decant of this, because if you don't know, this fragrance is crazy nuts expensive. 1,750 bucks for an 8.4 ounce flacon. Now, I don't know if 1,750 bucks is worth it for any fragrance. It's kind of up to you to decide that. But putting the price tag aside, what do I think about this juice? This juice, I flip and adore. This stuff is fantastic. Man, this is the citrus floral musk. The citrus at the top is soft. The florals are smooth, and the musk is phenomenal. Creed uses top-notch quality ingredients, and you can tell that in this. The blend is fantastic. Love this juice. What a great fresh scent. Some people complain that it's too feminine, comes off too floral. I personally don't get that. Thoroughly enjoy this stuff. And one thing about this fragrance, boy, this is a sick compliment getter. Man, the first day that I wore this stuff, I'm talking pretty much everybody, it was just crazy, complimented me on how great I smelled. And I didn't even ask for it. And I wore this again the other day, the same damn effect. Boy, this one is a people pleaser through the roof. So, yeah, I enjoyed taking a ride with this one for sure, but $1,750, I don't think I'll ever be going there. Moving on to a fragrance by HALSTON, Man Amber. Now, I was lucky enough to get my hands on this fragrance thanks to a friend of mine, John Holland. What's up, John? Thanks again, brother. Thoroughly awesome juice. Now, if you're an amber lover, and you haven't checked this out, if you can find it, it's not really too easy to find, this is some great stuff to check out. What you get with HALSTON Amber Man, is not, you're not going to get Amber Absolute, you're not going to get Ambre Sultan, you're not going to get the typical powerhouse, heavy, rich fragrance in your face. What's very cool about HALSTON Man Amber, what I get out of this is amber, myrrh, and oud. And the oud in this plays more of an incensey feel with this fragrance. And the amber is soft, more on the benzoin vanillic side, so it comes off gourmandish to a point. And the myrrh in this, just that sweet resin floating through it. But this fragrance remains soft, and it almost fools you at first. Like when the first time that I ever wore this, I was like, damn, boy, this thing is quiet. But man, it is not. There's an aromatic feature with this scent that is excellent. It does remain almost transparent, but boy, you can smell it on yourself throughout the whole day. It just picks up and floats through the air and moves around, but it doesn't stay like heavy and rich. Like amber, I've recently fallen out of love with amber fragrances because of that heavy, rich feeling that just kind of nauseates my stomach. And this is an amber that I really love because it remains transparent. Still captures the beauty of amber. Has the like incense feel there. Has the resiny quality there. Just gorgeous stuff without getting too sickly for my weak stomach. Oh, just gorgeous stuff. And this stuff lasts 10 hours plus. Just keeps on going. So if you happen to come across this in your searches and you see a bottle of HALSTON Man Amber, would not hesitate checking this stuff out if you are an amber lover. Because to me, you know, like Amber Absolute and powerhouses like that are definitely not like an office type of scent. But with a fragrance like HALSTON Man Amber, and you're an amber lover, this would be a fragrance that you could wear to the office, to work, as like an everyday scent that's not going to get cloying. So I love that. So John, definitely a good find, a good one that you brought to my nose for sure. Excellent juice. Love this stuff. Now moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about cannabis flower and humidor from the Demeter Fragrance Library. In my search of fragrances that have fresh cannabis in it, I came across this. I just love fragrance that feature the cannabis note. It just comes off so aromatic and so green to me, it just makes my mouth water. Love the cannabis note. And I came across cannabis flower from the Demeter Fragrance Library. And so I'm excited, and the stuff is great because there's all different types of sizes to choose from. Very, very, very affordable place to get samples from. But I heard the longevity wasn't so great. So we'll see. So as I'm scanning through, I decided to order two. I ordered cannabis flower and humidor. Because their description of it intrigued me, you know, like cigars in a humidor. Like what that smells like. I'm like, damn, I bet you that's awesome. So they arrived, and I immediately put them both on. Cannabis flower on the left arm and humidor on the right. And I was very impressed with cannabis flower at first because, yeah, it does capture the very fresh green scent of cannabis. So I love that. Humidor, on the other hand, not so impressed with. To me, it just came off as damp cloves. And it is cloves in your face. Just humid, damp cloves. Doesn't really remind me of a humidor unless you got cloves in there, I guess. So that one didn't really trip my fancy, but the longevity was kind of a letdown as well. The talk you hear about the longevity on these is pretty much true. I got maybe a good hour, and that's about it. So that kind of stinks. What I ended up using, or what I ended up using cannabis flower for, is a nice go-to-bedtime scent at night. Very cheap, very affordable. I can spray myself with the scent of nice buds before I go to sleep at night. That's about all it's good for. As far as some of the other offerings from the place, I don't know, because there are a bazillion. I mean, when they say library, it is a flippin' library, which is kind of cool, because they offer all kinds of crazy scents, like bubblegum, Christmas tree, celery, dirt, fruitcake, Hershey's Kisses, Jelly Belly fruit salad, lobster, Play-Doh, pipe tobacco, popcorn, peanut butter cup. That one sounds good to me. But I mean, there's just a whole list of them. And they also have like single notes as well. You know, like geranium, vetiver, iris, glue. But, you know, for how affordable they are to maybe like help train your nose and stuff, this might be a very good place to look into to get samples of like tobacco or vetiver, geranium, iris. You know, just to kind of train your nose and see what those single notes come off as when they are used in an oil. So, very affordable, kind of cool. That's it for this edition of Fragrance Chat. I want to thank you all for tuning in. And if you have any interesting stories or feedback on any of these fragrances I've talked about, feel free to chat. But you guys take care, and we'll see you soon.